Thank you for inviting me to join you today as the Illinois Humanities Council honors my friend, Ann Roosevelt. I'm really sorry I can't be there in person. Ann's grandmother, Eleanor, once said, "Remember, always remember, that you not only have the right to be an individual, you have an obligation to be one." Well, I've known Ann for more than 20 years. I can tell you she is quite an individual. In fact, looking at all she's accomplished and contributed to in so many different fields in our nation, it sometimes seems like she's more than one individual, maybe 5 or 6. Her efforts as an artist, curator, museum leader, public official, benefactor of worthy causes have brought new energy and new ideas to our communities and really has made Illinois and our world a better place. She's not a native of Illinois, but she's made it her home, and we're lucky to have her. She certainly earned a place in the company of the previous recipients of this award, people that I've known and respected: John Hope Franklin, Senator Paul Simon, Abner and Zoe Mikva. Today you'll hear about many examples of Ann's great work on behalf of arts, cultural, and political institutions. I'd like to talk briefly about her work to continue the legacy of her grandparents, Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt. You see, Ann chairs the Roosevelt Institute, dedicated to carrying on Franklin and Eleanor's commitment to human freedom, social purpose, the strength of democracy, and the capacity of man to make change in the world. When Ann was a little girl at her grandmother's house, she learned a very special lesson. Eleanor Roosevelt had a policy that everyone who was on the grounds was always invited to dine together. Children, adults, groundskeepers, ambassadors, didn't make any difference. Everybody had a seat at the table and a voice in the discussion. Ann learned that lesson and took it with her as she worked to provide room at the table for people to engage in civic dialogue. Through her work with the Roosevelt Institute, Ann inspires young people to get involved in politics, talk to each other, engage with the challenges of their time. Ann encourages students to think deeply about the world around them. She explains that leadership is not about being famous, but about taking action to make a better world. Ann brings the same values to her work in the corporate world. She promotes the view that people in business need to maintain their roles as individuals engaged in a collective effort. As Vice President of Boeing's Global Corporate Citizenship Program, Ann provides direction to the company's work to improve communities. Under her direction, Boeing provides grants in support of arts programming designed to bring underrepresented voices to more public forums. I attended a staging of the first ever South African opera called Princess Magogo at Ravinia. It was the story of a South African princess who fought to unify her people and gave that show a forum when no one else would. Her grandmother would have been proud of the work that Ann's done to keep expanding that Roosevelt dinner table so that all the different kinds of voices can be heard. Thanks to the Illinois Humanities Council for recognizing my friend Ann Roosevelt today with this award. And I want to thank Ann for all the work she's done for Illinois and for our nation.